Here's the kind of timing that could either save Alabama's season or expose just how fragile their championship hopes really are. Just when the Crimson Tide desperately needs a spark ahead of their massive showdown with fifth-ranked Georgia this Saturday, two absolutely crucial pieces are finally sliding back into place. But here's where it gets controversial. Should we really expect two players coming off significant injuries to immediately fix what's been broken all season long? Running back Jam Miller is making his long-awaited return after battling through a stubborn collarbone injury that's kept him sidelined since before the season started. Meanwhile, defensive tackle Tim Keenan III is also set to make his 2025 debut, having nursed an ankle problem that's left Alabama's defensive front looking surprisingly vulnerable. Coach Kalen DeBoer announced both returns on Monday, and you could practically hear the collective sigh of relief from Tuscaloosa. But let's be brutally honest about what these two players are walking back into. And this is the part most people miss when they focus solely on the good news headlines. Miller isn't just returning to any ordinary backfield situation. He's stepping into what can only be described as a statistical nightmare, the Alabama standards. The Crimson Tide's ground game has been so anemic that they're currently languishing at 13th place within their own SEC conference and a shocking 103rd nationally in rushing production. When you're averaging just 123.7 yards per game on the ground, that's not just concerning, it's borderline embarrassing for a program with Alabama's pedigree. There's absolutely no question that Jam represents a complete package at the running back position. DeBoer emphasized during his Monday press conference, what you see goes far beyond his ball-carrying abilities. His pass protection instincts and his physical approach to getting the job done make him someone we trust at the absolute highest level. But here's a thought-provoking question. Can one player, regardless of his talent level, truly transform an entire rushing attack that's been struggling this fundamentally? Miller was indeed Alabama's top returning rusher from the previous season, which sounds impressive until you consider that returning is the key word, meaning everyone ahead of him has moved on. Keenan's situation presents an equally complex scenario, and arguably an even more critical one for Saturday's outcome. The defensive tackle, who earned the respect of his teammates by being voted team captain during preseason preparations, is rejoining a unit that's been absolutely devastated by the injury bug. His extended absence, combined with the season-ending blow dealt to Jeremiah Beeman, has left Alabama's defensive front looking uncomfortably thin through their first three contests. And this is where the numbers tell a story that might make Alabama fans squirm. The Tide's run defense is currently ranked 12th in the SEC, surrendering an average of 138.3 rushing yards per game. Even more alarming, they've managed to record only 4 sacks through 3 games, placing them 13th in the conference in that crucial category. For a program built on defensive dominance, these statistics represent more than just poor performance. They suggest a fundamental breakdown in identity. Tim serves as a massive anchor presence in there, someone who can truly hold down the line of scrimmage and generate consistent pocket push during passing situations, DeBoer explained. He strung together a couple of really solid practice sessions, and we're going to continue building on that foundation throughout this week's preparation. But let's address the elephant in the room that nobody wants to discuss openly. Is expecting these two players to immediately return to peak form after extended injury layoffs realistic? Or are we setting ourselves up for disappointment? Both Miller and Keenan are coming off injuries that typically require not just physical healing, but also time to regain game speed conditioning and timing with teammates. The timing of their return couldn't be more crucial or more pressure-packed. Georgia isn't just any opponent. They're a top 5 team that will absolutely exploit any weaknesses Alabama displays. If Miller struggles to find his rhythm, or if Keenan appears even slightly rusty, the Bulldogs have the talent and coaching to capitalize immediately. Here's perhaps the most controversial take of all. Maybe Alabama's early season struggles in these areas aren't just about missing these two players. Maybe they reflect deeper systematic issues that won't magically disappear just because two starters return to the lineup. After all, championship-caliber teams typically find ways to maintain competitiveness even when dealing with injuries. What do you think? Are Miller and Keenan truly the missing pieces that will restore Alabama to their expected level of dominance? Or are we overestimating how much impact two returning players can have on units that have struggled for multiple weeks? Is it fair to expect immediate results from players who haven't seen game action? Or should we temper our expectations and focus on gradual improvement over time? The answers to these questions might determine not just Saturday's outcome against Georgia, but Alabama's entire trajectory for the remainder of the season. And honestly, that's what makes this storyline so compelling and potentially divisive among the fan base.